just for fun, we're going to try to take this 212cc Predator clear water pump, all right, and convert it to a dual fuel system. Well, how am I going to do that? If you watched my last video, you saw me buy a carb kit, go through it, and get that garden tiller running. Well, it's not financially the best way to do that. I'm just telling you the truth. The kit costs $10 for the rebuild kit, and it doesn't have every single part. And the places where the little butterfly valves hinge, over time the vibration can get leaks in there, so it's not as good as a new one. Well, a new carburetor for lots of these aftermarket carburetors are like 15 bucks. And one company contacted me, and they're not paying me, but they said, hey, we've got some samples. We'd like to send you one if you think you could use it. And we've got a spring promotion coming up. So I said, all right, sure. And anyway, this is an example of that. It's HIPA or HIPA or HIPA. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. They're the ones that contacted me. They have tons of aftermarket carburetors. This is the dual fuel one. Most of these Predator engines, most of these Predator engines are Honda GX160 clones or similar. And the carburetors usually fit. It's just, is the choke lever mechanism the same arrangement type of thing? The small changes like that. So you have to see if it physically will fit. I'm not sure if this one will. But anyway, my point was with that garden tiller and others, you could spend hours cleaning it, getting the kit. But finances wise, it definitely makes more sense if you check for compression, you check for spark, you're ready for fuel system. Just buy the new carburetor is the cheap, easy way to do it. And these folks have a ton of them available, and you save yourself a lot of time and hassle just by replacing the carburetor. You can always throw the old one in a box, and someday on a rainy day in the middle of winter when you feel like fooling with it, go through that and tweak on it if you want to. But when the repair kit or rebuild kit for a carburetor ends up being half to 2/3 the cost of a new aftermarket carburetor, it no longer makes sense to fool with cleaning and repairing that old carb, finances wise. So here we are, just for fun. Let's try to stick this dual fuel Honda GX160 clone carburetor, aftermarket carburetor, on here and make it run in dual fuel mode. Let's see what happens. Well, I'm not so sure if this is going to fit or not, but let's find out. This is the one where you had to take the studs out in order to get it to fit. I remember now. I don't want to remember. Get off of there. Yeah. So, how did I get this off of here? Yep. Whoop. So now, what have we got going on? Is this gonna fit? Well, let me see this thing. It had to go like this. Well, the fuel line's not long enough, but it can be made to be long enough, I think. What about the rest? Does this, or will this choke lever fit on here? Sure will. I think we got us a chicken dinner winner. What else? So this newer style carb, now I noticed this before. Where are we looking? Right here. Has the air adjust screw for the idle. So this must be for feathering, I guess, your propane. Didn't come with any instructions. Let's just see what happens. The fuel shutoff's way down here, but that has to be for just the propane. Because if the fuel comes in up here, there's no way that there's no shutoff between here and filling up the bowl. So this shutoff is just for propane. So my thoughts are, try to make this run on propane alone first. In fact, don't even hook the fuel line up. Have it long enough to fit, but get it running on propane first. Then we will fill it up with gas and get it to run on gas and tune it correctly. Because this one, let me see. I can't remember. Okay, this does not have any tunable jets, so it is what it is. I think we should be good. Yeah, that's the idle adjust. So yeah, I think we're in business. I think this will fit on here. Let's make this clear water pump propane powered. All right, I want to keep this video relatively short, but I want to show you all the steps in real time. So let's get the fuel corked off. As far as I know, there is still gas in this in the fuel tank. Are we gonna cooperate? Oh, we are gonna cooperate. I'll be dipped. Just every once in a while, something will cooperate with you. It's shocking. All right, go over there. Now, as I recall, this linkage was very easy, and it is the same. It looked. See? Huh? Same linkage. So, take Mr. Springamathoing out of the first hole. This just slides forward. Uh-oh, gasket. This just slides forward and up and out. That's it. Now the carb's completely loose, except that on this model, you can't get it out because of the orientation of things. The only way to get it out is to remove the stud over here, which is just threaded in. Now, how tightly I threaded it in, I don't remember. We're gonna find out. Okay, not too bad. Let me pause it and I'll come back to you. Okay. Now what a guy should do, I forgot I was thinking, take a Dremel tool or a metal saw and just cut a slot in the end of that screw. Don't bunger up the threads so you can still get the nut on to tighten things up later. But then you can take a screwdriver to drive it in. Okay, studs out. Now you can rotate, schmotate. This may have fuel in the bowl. I don't think so, because I think I had the gas off and the cutoff over here. All right. So there it is. Now, on this particular rig, since we're going to want this to work, on gas later, we're going to have to take the tank off real quick, which is just 3 bolts, in order to make this fuel line longer. I don't think it would reach the well, it might be all right. Let's just try it first, because I really don't want to have to. So, do we have room to get this in here? Maybe this way. Whoop, swoop. All right, she went in. How do you like that? All right, so if we scooch it, get out of the way, gas line. If this was in here all the way, get out of the way. Breather tube. Oh, I'm just gonna have to hook it up. Okay, fine. We'll just hook it up. Put Mr. Linkage in. Put Mr. Spring in. You want to bend the hell out of it when you're doing it is the key. All right, that's in there. So if this was in there, right? That was all the way back in there. Is that line gonna reach to that? No. See, need a longer fuel line to make the corner and connect up over there. Let's see here. The angle of that fuel line, could I come out another way? No, it's got to come out there. There's no room right here. So we'll just make a longer fuel line. Have that stick out to where it can loop around and get back to that somehow. Oops. Okay. So if this stud was back in here, how's things looking? Get in there. Well, of course it won't cooperate. Get in there. Okay. Yeah, this time around we're cutting a slot in that because I'm tired of fooling with it. All right, let me come back after I cut a slot in that and tighten it up. Well, actually, hold on a sec before I do that. Well, yeah. I'm gonna need to do that. I was gonna say, let's see if this cover fits. It should, because this sticks out. Well, this doesn't have that, so it should be no problem. There's nothing gonna be in the way. Yeah, this is gonna fit, boys and girls. Can you believe it? Whoop. All right, let me come back when I cut a slot in that and get it screwed in. Yeah, and like I said, I'm just going to transfer the choke lever over from the other machine. That will poke out the hole correctly. All right. Before I get that far, putting that stud back in, I'm taking off these two nuts that hold on the fuel tank. Now the back end's loose. Now we just got to take off the front. Get out of the way. Okay, bolt out. Okay. Tank is loose. Now if I'm lucky, I won't spray gas everywhere. Oh, I think I'll be lucky. Just go like that. Slotted stud. Let's go. This stud that fought so hard now has a slot in it. Thought it'll make life easier, I think. You gotta have it up here a little more than this. What's in the way? Get in there. Okay. Yeah. All systems are not go. Gasket rotated around there. Get up there. That would have been dumb. That would have been not very good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. And there, everything's lined up. Okay. Don't need that just yet. So much better. Of course, I don't have the right screwdriver, but that is in there. Plenty tight for this operation. Okay. Now, how about we make this go some reasonable way? Now, is it going to be in the way of anything over here? No. Let's see here. I do like the idea of having a fuel shut off. Let's leave that disconnected. Yeah? I want to just see how much space we have to work with. How did this come out here? You guys are supposed to be watching. Oh, first of all, let's not forget gaskets, shall we? Yeah. Let's not forget choke levers. Yeah. Okay. Is that right? Yeah, looks right. Yeah. And then how did I rotate that in here? Do I have to rotate it? Did I have to rotate it? I don't remember. Is that it? Yeah, that was probably it. Yeah. Okay. Now, how in the way is this plastic housing material from what I'm wanting to do? I guess I could go up like that and then in. May have to cut a little notch out of that, which is fine. I don't care. Won't affect anything. So, what else we got? I'm just putting the crankcase ventilation tube back on the back of the carb housing. That connects. Where did that connect? Oh yeah, almost same place back here. Guess I can show you. See? This was the first one I just put on. Here's the second one, and he goes right there. Get on there. Okay. That's about it. I didn't get that officially shoved on all the way. Get on there. All right. I guess if you want to be totally true to form, you can hook that back on. Choke functions, throttle functions. We got to, put the bolts in for the tank, but that's it. Put the nuts on to hold the carb cover on here. Hopefully I didn't bung up the threads when I cut those slots. I don't think I did. Fingers don't work though. Okay, that one's good. Let me get everything screwed down tight, the tank screwed back on, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, I want a fuel shutoff on this. The original one, of course, had it on this little bowl. This carburetor doesn't have that for the gas side. It's got a shutoff for the propane side, but I'm gonna put one in here. Step one, test it on gas. All right, put it on rabbit. Choke on, fuel's on. I already said the fuel's off for the propane part. See what happens. Obviously gas works. Don't run out. Nothing but the finest. Dead barbecue grill hose. I just cut the end off that went to the burners. This was actually the wok burner barbecue grill that I found. Part of it, leftover pieces. Anyway, it's too short really to be good for this, but it's good enough for testing. I don't know if the regulator puts out enough juice for this motor to run, but well, only one way to find out. Okay, I know you can't see that good, but I guess we should be ready to go. I dried up the drips that came out of that. Yeah. I didn't turn on the propane bottle yet up here because I want to hear if it's hissing or what. I don't know how that's gonna work. I think by having that regulator, it's supposed to know what to do, where it will not just feed propane in constantly. but it detects the pulse from that engine and lets little burps of propane in, I think, safety-wise. Okay, so I heard an initial burst of gas and then nothing. Now what if I press this little valve over here? Yeah, that must be how you prime it for propane. Well, there's nothing for it. Let's give it a pull and see what happens. Let's give it some more. Guess that's it. Simple as that. If you want to convert one of your Predator engines, if the carburetor will physically fit in there, this is almost idiot proof. Strap it on there and make it happening, and you'll be set. All right, get on over to HIPA. I'm going to put links to their store underneath. They're the ones that gave me this carburetor to test out and put on a machine. Obviously it works fine, just bolt on, bolt off. You can either get it directly from their store or you can go through Amazon if that makes you happier. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll probably put the original carburetor back on this one and save that one for something that makes more sense for me. It's too bad I don't have any hoses to be able to show you this thing actually pumping, but I got this from a friend, and I have no reason to be pumping water, so anywho, again, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, last thought. If I didn't mention it, they're running a Springfest at the vendor that sent me that carburetor, HIPA, and their links are in the description, but I think the Springfest goes from the 28th of April to May 4th, 2022, if I'm not mistaken, and I think they got 30% off on a lot of their select products. So, if you need a new carb, head on over there, get that before the 4th to get you a discount. Thanks for watching.